What's going on? P coming back with another one. Let's get it. We're gonna talk some boxing. We had a big fight, super welterweight, 154, Vergil Ortiz versus Serhii Bohachuk, and I did a breakdown and prediction to this fight. And you know, I'm gonna keep it real. I call this boxing shit right down the middle. This is what I do. And Vergil Ortiz, one of my favorite fighters. If you've been following my content, you know that. And I actually picked Vergil Ortiz to knock this guy out, Serhii Bohachuk. I picked Vergil Ortiz to knock him out, but that wasn't the case. It was a firefight, you know, from the start. And Bohachuk got a knockdown first round, flash knockdown, some people would say. But regardless of the fact, it was a knockdown. You know, they didn't rule it a knockdown initially live, but later on during the fight, they ruled it a knockdown. And Bohachuk, early on, Vergil Ortiz, I saw he was uncomfortable because Bohachuk, he has length. He was using that length with the jab. He was using that length with the jab to keep Vergil Ortiz on the outside. But Vergil Ortiz, he's violent and he's going to bring the fight. So Vergil Ortiz, he worked his way inside, and Vergil Ortiz made it a phone booth fight. This was a phone booth fight. 80% of the fight. This was a phone booth fight. I'm going to break this fight down. Like, Vergil Ortiz is one of my favorite fighters, but I'm going to call this shit right down the middle. I'm a fair guy. None of these boxers pay me, so I'm not in my feelings with this shit. And Vergil Ortiz, he's trying to duck Terrence Crawford, but we're going to get to that towards the end of the video. I caught that too. He's trying to duck Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, the boogeyman at 154, seems like, but we'll get to that. But this was the phone booth fight. Let's just say 80% of the night. It was a phone booth fight because the jab, Bohachuk fights behind that jab. And Vergil Ortiz, he worked his way inside and started to make it a phone booth fight. But the difference with Serhii Bohachuk, Vergil Ortiz is usually stronger than his opponents, you know, and he can win that way, you know, by out-muscling you, out-grueling you, you know, by throwing blistering shots. And Vergil Ortiz, he tried that. Yes, he was landing some great body shots, Vergil Ortiz. You know, some good hooks, you know, up top on Serhii Bohachuk. But Serhii Bohachuk, this is what he did. He was landing some great shots as well in the inside, but he had much more volume than Vergil Ortiz. This is why I feel like Serhii Bohachuk actually edged the fight and pulled it out. And he got 2 knockdowns, because I'm going to get to it. Serhii Bohachuk, he was landing shots as well. Anytime Vergil Ortiz did something great, Serhii Bohachuk, he didn't show him any respect. Yeah, he was, you know, he got buzzed a few times, but he kept coming forward and he kept throwing punches. That's what, you know, kept Serhii Bohachuk, you know, going in that fight, because he never showed any weakness. He never showed any weakness, and he never stopped throwing punches. And I want to say this, fuck copy box numbers. They don't mean shit, because if you watch the fight, you've seen that Serhii Bohachuk thrown way more punches than Vergil Ortiz. Vergil Ortiz, I will say this, he probably landed a few more power shots, but fuck copy box. And if you watch boxing with your own eyes, you'll say that too, because that shit is fucking way off. That shit is fucking way off. And I have Vergil Ortiz knocking this guy out, so I'm not fucking hating on Vergil Ortiz. I'm not. Vergil Ortiz is one of my favorite fighters. But fuck copy box. That shit don't mean shit. This guy, Serhii Bohachuk, had way more volume than Vergil Ortiz. Throwing way more punches. He never stopped throwing fucking punches. Vergil Ortiz would get tired at times. You can see it. Vergil Ortiz got tired at times. But Vergil Ortiz, he has so much grit, and he will bite down. So anytime Serhii Bohachuk either knocked him down or hurt him, Vergil Ortiz will charge back up and start coming at you. And actually, this was a mistake in my opinion, on Vergil Ortiz's behalf, because later on in the, you know, in the later rounds when Vergil Ortiz actually start to box the guy, Serhii Bohachuk got their bikes out today. Got their bikes out today. But yeah, when he would actually box Serhii Bohachuk, he gave him a little trouble when he fought from the outside and actually started boxing. But that's not Vergil Ortiz's style. He's used to mauling your ass and getting your ass up out of there with them power punches and shit like that. But when he actually started boxing them and fighting from the outside and jabbing them and moving, he had much success. You know, but that's not Vergil Ortiz's style. He's not a finesse guy. You know, he's not a finesse guy. But even though he has success fighting a finesse style, that's not him. That's not his DNA. Vergil Ortiz's DNA is, okay, I could do this time for a while, but eventually I'm a killer. I'm gonna come get you. You know, but he couldn't hurt Serhii Bohachuk. Serhii Bohachuk has a motherfucking chin. Talk about a chin. And what people don't want to realize, a knockdown is a knockdown. I don't care how strong Vergil Ortiz looked after the knockdown or if he looked like he slipped. It was a knockdown, so it's still a 10-8 round. Some people want to disregard the knockdown because how strong Vergil Ortiz come back afterwards. No. I had Serhii Bohachuk winning this fight. It was a great fight. And Turki Al-Sheikh, he even had Serhii Bohachuk winning this fight because he had to call it a draw just to save face. He said it was a draw just to save face. But all the lead up to this fight, he said, I want Vergil Ortiz after he win this fight versus Terrence Crawford. That's what he said. But he know Vergil Ortiz didn't win that fight, so he say it was a draw. You give Serhii Bohachuk 2 knockdowns, and a lot of those rounds were swing rounds, close rounds, you know. But you can't tell me Serhii Bohachuk lost 6 rounds in that fight, even without the knockdown rounds. Like stop. It don't make sense. Or 5, or however you want to add it up. He didn't lose that. Like, no. Even without the knockdown, some of those rounds were, you know, 50-50. It go either way. Bohachuk had more volume, and the power punches, it wasn't so much of a landslide. And Vergil Ortiz's power punches, it barely hurt Serhii Bohachuk. Yeah, he was buzzed at times, but it's a difference between being buzzed and actually hurt. Vergil Ortiz did have a slight moment in there where it looked like he was going to stop Bohachuk around like round 11. But Bohachuk stood tall, stood his ground, he never wobbled. And then right after that, he started throwing punches. He got back active. He did. He got back active. And Vergil Ortiz started getting frustrated, in my opinion, because he knew his power couldn't get him out of there. He knew that. He knew that after the first 3 rounds, like, oh, this motherfucker is not going nowhere. He's not. He's not. He's standing tall. He's standing his ground. But Serhii Bohachuk definitely won this fight. He did. And they say, hey, Turki Al-Sheikh wants to set up you versus Terrence Crawford. Vergil Ortiz say, Terrence Crawford, oh, I think he's #1 pound for pound. He's a great fighter. This and that. But then he says, I want the winner of Spence Fedor. Motherfucking Spence ain't even fought. Fedor ain't fought. Why are you bringing these guys' name up? Terrence Crawford has a belt. Here we go. They running from Terrence Crawford again. Don't act like you didn't hear that. They asked him about Terrence Crawford. He said, oh, I think Terrence Crawford #1 pound for pound, but I want the winner of Errol Spence and Sebastian Fedor. Come on now. Quack, quack, quack. We see another duck. And Vergil Ortiz, my guy, but wow, these motherfuckers be getting exposed, man. Like, the fuck you talking about some Spence and Fedor for? These motherfuckers don't even have a fight date. Spence don't, like, what are you talking about? Crawford just fought last week. You just fought this week. Perfect. But fuck that. You got to get past, you got to fight this guy again. You got to fight this guy again, Vergil Ortiz. You do. You do. And I guarantee he fight a different fight the next time, because that brawling, mauling style, it won't work against this guy. This guy got a chin and he going to stand his ground. He is. But I had Serhii Bohachuk edge in this fight. He won it. He won this fight. Might not even edge. He won the fight for sure. 2 knockdowns, and then a lot of the close rounds could have been swing rounds. He was never really severely hurt. Vergil Ortiz was hurt as well, besides knockdowns. You know, he was hurt at times. You know, but let me know what y'all think. The real breakdown, you know, I call this shit right down the middle. No feelings, man. Just call this shit right down the middle. I know people got favorite fighters, shit like that, but that won't change what the fuck I saw. It won't. And you know, Vergil Ortiz my guy, but I gotta call this shit right down the middle. That's what I do. But comment, like, subscribe. Best way you can help share the video. If it's entertaining, hit that cash out. I do talk some boxing. I ain't even about to edit this video like that. I'm getting right to it. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. Drop some down in the comments. Talk some boxing. We knock another one out.